Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Halia. I am a gold consultant with the Archer and Evolution, and today we're going to go over finding your aligned client, how to find them, why it's important, and then how to use that information to start tailoring your content towards them. Okay. So I have been here for about 3 years now, and when I figured out my niche, I was able to then go into ChatGPT, which is what we're going to do today. Go into ChatGPT and be able to figure out who my aligned client was in order to tailor all of my content. Now, what this does is it allows, let me turn this down. It allows you to take the guessing out of, what to post, how to post, when to post, all of that stuff, because you already know who your aligned client or who your target audience is. So then it's easier to create content for them. Okay. I'm not going to dive too much into creating the content because, man. Sorry, my cat's trying to eat bags. I'm not going to dive too much into creating the content because we do have another training today at 1 p.m. PST by Nikki. She is going to go over how to create content, a 30-day content calendar. And then this whole week, we're going into different ways to create content. So I'm just going to touch on how to find your aligned client in order for you to start making that content for them. Okay. And I was going to do like a full presentation type thing, but this training to me feels more like live. So I wanted to do what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys some like a quick little note that I wrote down on what an aligned client is and why it's important. And then I'm going to be picking on one of you and we're going to be using your niche or whatever the case may be to find your aligned client. Okay. So let's do this one. Okay, perfect. So an aligned client, and let me know if you guys can't see this. I don't know how to like make this bigger, but maybe whatever. Okay. So what is an aligned client, right? You'll hear the terms aligned client, you'll hear the terms ideal client. Those are the same thing, okay? But an aligned client is someone who is a good fit for the niche, service, and type of travel that you serve and sell. Okay. They're in partnership with you and they respect your time, energy, and boundaries. They are willing to work alongside and partner with you in a respectful, relational manner, following your lead through your sales process. Okay. Now, the biggest thing to take away here, you guys, is you are the business owner. You are the one that is in control of the situation. And if a client isn't willing to work with your process and how you run your business, then they are not the client for you. Okay. And when we talk about niche service and type of travel, this is where things can be a little bit different, right? So my niche specifically is Disneyland travel, okay? Disneyland vacations. You could do a destination, you could do a type of travel, right? So all-inclusive travel, cruise travel, family vacations, right? But you could also you could also focus on the service that you bring, right? So for example, Perla, our other another double gold, two-time IATAN card holder. Forgive me if I'm wrong, Perla. Her niche isn't specifically a destination or a type of travel. Her niche is the service that she provides. She brings what she calls her white glove concierge service, right? And so that is what she focuses on. That is what she tailors her content to find her target audience. Okay, so you don't always have to pick like a destination or a type of travel. You can pick the service that you provide and go really whole on, like full in on how you provide that. Okay. Now, when you are trying to figure out who your aligned client is, there's going to be some things that I want you guys to focus on, and it's going to take some time, right? Today, we're going to kind of go through the steps of how to find them. But if you don't know who that is, then I want you guys to pay attention, but also jot some things down, right? Take some notes, and then you guys can always watch the replay back on Facebook Live later. And I'm going to be posting the recording later as well. But I want you guys to really take some time to figure out who this person is. Okay. So you can even, so the things that you are going to want to go over or going to want to think about are your expertise and experience. Okay. Your aligned client your client should align with those goals, right? So if you're specializing in high-end top luxury travel, then you're not going to want the person who is looking for to get the best experience with the least amount of money, right? For me, I like Disneyland vacations, right? Though that's my niche. I'm not looking for somebody who is looking for a 2-week Italy trip, right? That's not for me. That's for somebody else, but not for me. Okay. You also want to think about your target market. Okay, so this is where it's going to take a little bit more thinking, right? Because you want to kind of think about, okay, what are their demographics, right? How old are they? How much money do they make? Where do they live? Do they have a family? Do they have kids? Do they have multiple kids? Do they have one kid? Like these are some types of things that you're going to want to think of when you're thinking of your aligned client. You also want to think of their interests, right? Like what do they like? For me, obviously, if you don't like Disneyland, you're probably not on my aligned client, right? You're probably not there. So you want to think of things that they like. If your niche is cruises, do they like cruises? I would hope so, right? So you kind of want to start thinking of those things. You want to think of their values, right? Because if their values aren't in line with your values, not like 100%, but basically like if they're not going to respect your time, then that is not an ideal client, right? You also want to see like again like kids, family, do they like multi-generation? Do they want small? Or all of these different things are things you want to start thinking about. And if you don't know, then that's okay. Okay? But you want to take some time like, all right, we're gonna envision this person, right? You also want to think about their personality and style, right? It should be compatible with you. Now, we're envisioning, that doesn't mean every client is going to be, right? But we're envisioning the perfect client, right? The absolute perfect client. If you could literally design them as a person, that's who we're thinking of. You can even give them a name, okay? But that's who we're trying to think of. That's who we're coming up with, okay? But you want to think of, like I said, their personality, their communication style, all of those things that you're looking for in someone, right? And then you have to think of your business goals. Are they supportive of your goals? Are they not supportive? Are they going to try to fight you with everything? Or are they just going to be like, hey, yeah, I trust you. Like, you do what's best for you and your business, and I trust that you'll take care of me and my family, or whatever the case may be, right? You want to look into those things. You also want to know if they're going to appreciate you and the service that you bring, right? A lot of times people will market deals, right? Or I can get you the cheapest price, or I can do this, or I can do that, right? But the people that you're marketing to when you're doing that are not people who are valuing your service, right? They're valuing the money, and they will leave you high and dry for something that is a penny less. Okay. So you want to think of the person and are they valuing you and your service? All right. You also want to know if you can trust them, right? Are they going to follow through? Are they going to ghost you after a quote? I would hope not if you're thinking of your ideal client, right? You want to make sure that they're also trustworthy and reliable because, again, it is a partnership, right? You can't go and book the trip without them. They can't, well, they can book the trip without you, but hopefully, like when you're thinking of it, they're not going to, right? That is the main focus here. And then also that they maintain open communication and you maintain open communication as well, right? If there's something that they're nervous about, something that they're having doubts about, or anything, that they would openly come to you and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what's going through my head. And you guys can work that out together. Okay. So after we get off of this, I really want you guys to take some time to sit down and really envision who your aligned client is. Okay. We're literally just talking about one person. Okay. The perfect, absolute perfect client. Like if you could literally design a client that you would want to work with, that's who we're thinking of. Okay. Because that's who we're going to tailor our content to. All right. They can, come to all different places, but really everything is going to be who your perfect client is going to be. Okay. And if you could book one kind of travel for the rest of your career, that's your niche, right? Like, again, for me, I love Disney. I've always loved Disney. So if I had to do one thing for the rest of my life, it would be book Disney, okay? Think about that when you're thinking about your niche, right? And when you're tailoring to your aligned client, okay? Do you guys have any questions on what an ideal client or aligned client is so far? No questions? Okay. So now why, right? Why do we need to find an aligned client? The more you can understand and connect with who you want to book for, who your aligned client is in your messaging and marketing, the better you will actively find them. Okay. And not only will you find them, but you'll be able to communicate with them. You'll be able to sell to them more, right? You'll be able to grow your business a lot more, okay? Because you already know who you're talking to. And not only that, but it makes content easier, okay? It makes creating your content so much easier because, again, you know who you're talking to, right? And not every client is going to be an aligned client, and that's okay. But when you're tailoring your content to that type of person, you're going to find that type of person. Or you might find someone who has most of those qualities, right? Almost completely aligned, but mostly aligned. That's okay too. All right. You want to find as many of those as possible, and then you're going to attract that. All right. It's also going to help you with loyalty. Okay. So it's going to help you with repeat business, referrals, and it's going to be a lot easier to maintain those relationships with your client. Okay. So let's get into not, let's get into once we have like that person in our head, let, excuse me, let's get into how to, then we're going to build out a client profile, right? So how to do that and then how to use that to create content. Okay. So I'm going to go into ChatGPT. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to kind of show you, or I'm going to show you what I did when I was first finding mine. And then I'm going to pick on someone here and we're going to find yours. Okay. So I already kind of had an idea of who I wanted to book for, right? What I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do Disneyland vacations without added stress. I know that I provided full itinerary and planning and management, so my clients just had to show up. So I wanted someone who wanted that, right? I wanted my client to be not be focused on the amount they're spending and more focused on the experience they're having, right? And I was like, I'm really open to working with all types of people from all different situations. I just want to work with the people that are focused on the value that I bring and not just a quick, cheap vacation, right? So this was me kind of brainstorming. So I want you guys to, like I said, think about like kind of the idea, and then we're going to use ChatGPT to help us brainstorm and create that client profile. Okay. So you can see it popped out a bunch of stuff for me. It popped out the core values, it popped out the demographics, psychographics, right? What they look like, their needs and their pain points, and then different personas. Okay. And then it told me how to attract them. And I didn't even ask for any of that, right? Now, here I was working on creating my Facebook group. So then I was like, all right, perfect. Now I need to come up with a Facebook group name. Okay. So you can see once you have that profile, then you can start coming up with that content. All right. So, does anybody want to volunteer or should I just pick on somebody? No volunteers? All right. I am just going to pick on somebody then. Let's do Alessa. You said that you were barely finding your niche. So we're going to use you. Are you still here? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Feel free to unmute as well if that is easier. But what we're going to do is I'm actually going to, no, just kidding. What we're going to do is I need help. Okay, actually, we're going to say, I want you to act as a social media expert. I need help figuring out who my aligned client is. Oh, wait. I am a travel agent. How long have you been in the business? A year and a half? Okay. So actually, I have been a travel agent for about a year and a half now, and I want to niche down to elevate my business, but I need help figuring out who my aligned client is. I want to focus on booking cruises. And you said for middle-aged cruisers. Can you give me any more details? The more details we give ChatGPT, the better results. So middle-aged cruisers, a specific cruise location, a specific cruise line. Um, do they go
Um,
on
at
time?
this time, I am not sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably anything but Carnival. More, destinations, adventurous things.
Okay. So I want to focus on booking cruises besides Carnival cruises. I want people who are focused on adventures and having amazing experience. And I want to focus my marketing on middle-aged or middle-aged who have, okay. I want you to act as a social media expert. I have been a travel agent for about a year and a half now, and I want to niche down to elevate my business, but I need help figuring out who my aligned client is. I want to focus on booking cruises besides Carnival cruises. I want people who are focused on adventures and having amazing experiences. And I want to focus my marketing on middle-aged people who have time and money to spend on cruising and exploring the world. Does that sound good? Yes, you're good. Don't worry. Please create a aligned client profile for this. My client profile. We're just gonna leave it at that. And then we're gonna search. I think one of my cats just threw up. Lovely. So it's gonna pop out all of that information for us, right? So we have their age range, we got 40 to 65, financial status, comfortable, right? They have discretionary income to invest in high quality travel experiences. It tells us about their lifestyle, their cruising preferences, so premium and luxury cruise lines. It tells us about what itineraries they're gonna like, their interests, okay, what they prefer, and it's going to tell us their pain points, okay? So this is where we're going to focus our content on, okay? How we can solve their problems, right? Overwhelmed by cruise options, wants to maximize their vacations, unsure how to choose the best cruise, concerned about hidden costs, okay? And what they want from you. So this is going to show you how they want you to help them, right? And then it's going to give us a marketing strategy, which is beautiful, right? So social media, where we're going to focus on Facebook are going to be groups. I don't do paid ads. So Facebook groups, right? Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. It's going to give you the different content pillars. So things that you guys should be posting about, right? Things you guys should be talking about. Okay. And then you can also redefine anything, or you can create a sales strategy, right? So you could say, you could read, if you wanted to change something in here, you could change that, or you could create a sales strategy. So let's create a sales strategy. I always tell ChatGPT, thank you. I just realized I wasn't saying what I was typing. So now we're going to ask for a sales strategy and a clear mission statement. Because if you have that clear mission statement, then you're going to be more concise on your messaging and it's going to be easier to create content, right? So now we're going to ask for that. So now we have a sales strategy, right? Content strategy, lead magnet ideas, how to build trust, and how to convert. And it's going to keep going and give us all of that information. So you guys don't have to think about all of this on your own. And the beautiful part about this is once you have this blueprint, you then can turn around and tweak and edit and whatever you need to do to make it more you, right? So you guys see how now it's gonna then it could also create a content calendar or an email sequence if you want to do email marketing, right? So now that you have that, then it can just keep going and going and going and going. Okay. And this took what, like less than 5 minutes to create the aligned client profile, the sales strategy, and the mission statement. And now it wants to create a content calendar or an email sequence for us, which probably would take another 2 minutes. So 7 minutes in total to create your aligned client profile, sales strategy and mission statement, and a content calendar. Okay, so ChatGPT is going to be your tool. Okay, I want you guys to start working smarter, not harder. All right, let yourself use this as a place to brainstorm, as a place to start. Okay, and then you want to put your spin on it. All right. So I'm going to share this with you, Alessa, so that way you can use this. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go too much into the rest of like creating the content because we have a lot of trainings coming up for that. Um, does anybody, would anybody like to do theirs? We have a ton of time, so we can definitely do, I would say one more. Anybody else like to do theirs?
Hi, this is Elaine. I'd
Hello.
like to, but I this is that I'm having a problem finding my niche, so it's kind of a challenge even to attempt this right now. Not sure.
So
Mm,
then you can also use ChatGPT to help you find your niche, right? So if we
oh,
create a new one, so I need you to act as a travel expert. I have been a travel agent for how long have you been an agent for?
well, corporate's been 24 years. Leisure, I just started, so
Okay. So
I
then
think I would I could leverage my 24 years of corporate because I
absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. So when you think of corporate travel, does it make you excited?
Uh no, because see, corporate travel is pretty boring because it's like a order taking business, I want to go from here to there. There's not It's all business travel. They don't really have time to go anywhere other than do their business and go back. So I don't deal with families or anything. Yeah, corporate travel is kind of boring.
So then what makes you excited?
Well, it makes me excited. Would put a trip together for somebody that enjoy traveling the world, explore an adventure, um, and like to see different sites and want to experiment, get out of the box kind of travel.
Okay. Anything else that you would like me to add to that?
Uh, mm, I don't know if I should even. I am from Brazil. I'm from South America, so I am from the area there, and I know, of course, Brazil very well. But I don't know if I could even leverage that. I'm not sure.
So it's not about whether or not you could leverage it. The answer is always going to be yes, but it's not about that. It's about what you want to do. Would you want to help people explore Brazil or would you want
Yes,
to explore?
absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think
Okay.
this is good.
So then we're gonna search that. No. There we go. So then it's going to pull up, it's going to take that information, it's going to pull up a few different ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you can pick which one you like best, or maybe you want to do multiple of them. That's totally fine too, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you can choose which ones you like. And then again, it's already asking if you want to refine your messaging, branding, or target audience. And it's going to help you brainstorm that structure, right? So then you
Yes.
can use that to then start finding the ideal client based off of whatever you choose to be your niche. Okay.
Okay.
So then I'm going to copy that and put that in the chat for you.
Thank you.
Of course. Alrighty. Do you guys have, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Do you guys have any questions on how to find your ideal client, what an ideal client is, and why it's important? All makes sense? No questions? Alrighty. Well, this is a pretty quick training today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope this was helpful. If you guys do have any questions later on, please let me know. Feel free to message me on Facebook, or you can even ask questions in the live on Facebook, and I'll go in there periodically and check on them. I will also be posting the recording later as well. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. And let's go find our ideal clients, okay, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.